The new Clash of Clans update brings clan notice boards as well as changes which will drastically increase the amount of loot you can gain. This is only sneak peek 1 though, there is more information to come, so be sure to subscribe as we do only have a small percentage of viewers subscribed to the channel. But let's tell you everything we're allowed to talk about today, starting with clan notice boards. This is a much nicer way for people to find clans, and it is the leader and co-leaders that will manage this. There are some images you can select in order to customize your clan notice board. You can either use the regular clan description or have a customized one for the notice board itself. Information on your clan is displayed here, such as the labels, but seemingly it is not only this that is taken into consideration when a clan notice is presented to a player. The patch note says that clan members' activity and various other aspects are taken into account automatically. As a leader or co-leader, you want to try and help the system find players that are a good fit for your clan though, so obviously you would want to go through and set your requirements, whether that be trophy based or town hall level based, and then once you're happy with everything, you can go ahead and publish the notice board. This does only go into the pool of notice boards for 24 hours though. You can freely edit the description and the style, but should your clan become full, the notice board will become unpublished. And also if you change the language or the family-friendly settings, that will also unpublish the notice board. However, you can then just freely publish it again. It does cost 10,000 gold, but I think that's a reasonable amount to advertise your clan for a day. In terms of finding a clan, you can just manually search for the clan tag or use the traditional search options, but within the notice board, you can adjust your parameters and be presented with clans, and if they don't take your fancy, you can just refresh to be presented with another. Moving to the next change, we will have adjustments to the hard mode. The heroes now only have 5% less HP and damage. Previously it was 10 and 15, but the equipment is going to be capped at certain levels. This is 15 for common equipment and 21 for epic equipment. So it will be interesting to see how they impact the competitive scene. Before I go over all of the loot changes, I wanted to very briefly cover the quality of life improvements. Most of these are relatively small, such as having your progress on the tab of the practice and single player maps. Having a pop-up before signing up to Legends League might be helpful for some people, to be fair, but probably the most noticeable change is having the tactical overview activated in the village layout editor, but also when scouting in war. Whilst you have a little bit more time to plan, it can be nice to see the radius of all of the defenses, but I do wish there was a toggle so that if you wanted to clearly see the radius of an individual building, then you could do that if you wished. Onto the loot changes then. This is an interesting one, and I think it will impact different players in different ways. I'll explain why. But the Clash of Clans team said they want to give players more rewards for battling. So there's 2 changes. The first one is the least significant, but it will give us more Dark Elixir because the League bonus will have more Dark Elixir all of the way up to Legends League, where it remains the same, but you also start gaining Dark Elixir in Silver League, whereas previously it was Crystal League, and this is where we see the biggest difference, an extra 380 Dark Elixir every single league bonus. The second change, though, is pretty impactful, because whenever you go on defense, the amount of loot you can lose from your storages ranges from 20% of your Golden Elixir storages at low town hall level, and that scales down to 10% at the higher town hall levels. The Dark Elixir storage is less than this, but either way, they are both getting increased in the percentage that you can lose from your storages. Not only that, the cap on the amount of loot you can lose is being increased significantly. So previously, if you had 23 million gold at Town Hall 16, you go on defense, you're not going to lose 10% of that, which is 2.3 million. There was a cap of 700,000. This is now being increased to over 1.6 million. That is going to mean that we can loot a lot more when we're farming, but it also means on defense you could lose a lot more as well. And this is not factoring in the loot in your mines and pumps. This is only the storages. What it means is if you're less active of a player, you will lose more on defense, and you'd have to do a couple of extra attacks to potentially make up for that. But you will make up for it a lot quicker because you can farm more. I did also want to touch very briefly on the Gold Pass change. Clash of Clans had initially put the decoration in there rather than the hero skin. Myself and pretty much every creator gave extensive feedback that we thought it was a mistake. We gave various reasons why we think the Gold Pass needed the hero skin, and I'm glad that following the community echoing this as well, that they listened and added the hero skin back. However, I did release my 100 Days Gold Pass edition, which was a sequel to the 100 Days free-to-play version, and I know the timing obviously isn't great with so many changes. But due to the September update, I have a lot of videos planned. That one was started back in April, had hundreds of hours worth of work in it, and thousands of dollars worth of editing costs. So I decided to release the video then and take the hit, rather than delay it nigh on another month. I'm glad to see the changes reverted, but if you do want to check out the 100 Days Gold Pass video, it's all about progression anyway, and it had so much work into it. I know you're going to enjoy it, but I appreciate why some of you might not have wanted to watch that the day it was released. But the changes have been reverted. The hero skin is back in the Gold Pass, which I'm very happy about. Thank you, Supercell, for listening to all of us, and I'll see you again tomorrow for sneak peek number 2.